Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently running a pretty hefty deficit, actually. I don't remember our deficit being quite this bad. Okay, maybe it was. Okay, yeah, this is more like it. There we go. Just had to let it update. Fantastic. A triumph for all of Brazil, indeed. So that looks good. Much better than minus 60k. Okay, this is minus 36k. We're running a deficit. It's not a terrible one, though. I'm reasonably fine with it. Now, keep in mind, our truce with France is going to be up fairly soon. And I want to transfer New Granada. It's going to be 47.3 infamy. So, we'll see what that ends up looking like. That would be ideal, though. I would very much like to do it. I'm not sure who would... I wonder who all would join this. We'll check into that as soon as the truce is up, and we can. So that'll be a good thing to note. We see that the price of steel might be high right now. Let's hang on. Let's check market price. There we go. Silk. I mean, that makes sense. That definitely does make sense. Rubber's up there. We're working on it. Iron is a little up there too. That is actively being worked on. So that's no problem. Our construction queue has 3 years left in it, and we're continuing to work our way through this nice and quickly. Minus 60k again. Our deficit is really fluctuating around a lot. That's noted. It's not necessarily ideal. We do have a little bit of debt right now, and that debt is going to get pretty significant when we go to war. So we definitely don't want to expand our construction at this time. We're working on NCO training at this moment. Okay, that's fine. I don't want to go into our buildings and go into our development. Specifically, well, we've got naval bases here. Yeah, let's do that. That said plus 95k. We'll see how real that is. I don't know that that's actually real. I do want to go into our mobilization options and check in at what we've got available here. Okay, that all looks good. Checking in at our power level, 17,000 compared to France. Well, they're in the Bonapartist revolt right now, so this is not very indicative of what their actual level will be. I would love to go to war with them right now. Oil discovered in Uruguay. Okay, that sounds good. We can definitely encourage that trend. Exploiting the Amazon. Yes, let us develop the Amazonian state. Okay. Business acumen. Yeah. Cool. So that sounds good. No problem whatsoever there. We're currently the #2 great power in the world, by the way. So that is absolutely excellent. And we are continuing to grow at a rapid velocity. We're currently #4 in GDP. We are behind Austria, Britain, and the British East India Company at #1. Remarkable. Okay. Well, if we were to annex Bolivia at this point, what would that look like? 30 infamy, 75% chance of acceptance. Okay, let's let this continue to drop. I don't want to get infamy if we can at all help it. Yeah, I don't care about Japan's obligation. That's fine. So we're currently dropping the price of sulfur. I don't think we need to, do we? Not really. Rubber is what we should be working on right now. So we can definitely go through some of these sulfur mines. A lot of sulfur mines. Logging camps, that's all relatively fine. I'm specifically looking for rubber in here. Okay, here we go. We can raise up some of this. Cool. So this is a bunch of rubber coming in here, of course. Not all of our rubber am I moving up just yet. There's a fair amount of them still here. I'm just taking a look at what all we've got here. Yeah, okay. We've got quite a lot still in here, and this is apparently going to take 5 years. This is probably due to the minus construction efficiency in Mato Grosso. This is due to Amazon rainforest. Yeah, that's not super shocking. Okay, so we're going to get these rubber plantations done soon enough. And then we'll get back to work on those sulfur mines, of course. There's only so much that we need to get done on all of that. Now, it's currently March 3rd, 1930. When is our truce with France up? The answer is, was that just right now? It was. Relations are currently too good with France. Okay. So we're going to need to be damaging relations here. So we need to damage relations. Perfect. That'll be fine. And we're going to get going on that. So it's currently amicable. It's going to take some time to drop those relations down. I wish I'd realized that it was amicable earlier. I would have dropped that sooner. I thought it would have been lower because we took Guyana from them. But okay, whatever. I guess it's fine. So we're going to get these rubber plantations finished up. How are we doing on our unemployment? This is actually a pretty solid improvement. I like it. That's not bad at all. So we're going to get a lot of these people employed in rubber plantations. How many people does each of these employ? Let's actually go into here. Okay, that's a pretty decent amount. 4,000 per level. Not bad. I like it. So, how's that price of rubber doing? It's definitely starting to dip, but it's holding relatively firm for right now. Okay, sounds good. So how close are we to making it into the top 3 for GDP? We're actually really close. We're not all that far behind Austria. I like it. That's great. Our construction is, of course, proceeding apace, and we're still running a small deficit here. I would like to move that over into the surplus column, but we'll see when that ends up happening. We do have a lot of sulfur mines being worked on right now. Not that we really need sulfur all that much. Okay, the French Bonapartist revolt now leads the Grand Coalition. So that means that France is now the French Bonapartist revolt. Spooky. 18,280. That's noted. That is spooky because we are at 17,438. We probably would need to get another army or two. Now, the 7th needs an additional leader, as does the 6th, apparently. Okay. That's not necessarily great, but we can definitely get ourselves another army going here. So I would like to create an army, and we'll have that be based out of, say, the Andes. Okay, so we're going to hire in a couple of commanders here, and I'm going to get us... Yeah, we're on trench infantry, siege artillery, and lancers. That is correct. And we're going to need to get ourselves somewhere around 15... Or no, we're going to need to get 30 of these. So let's go with 10, 20, and 30. There we go. And then here we're going to need to do the same thing, but 5. We don't have the supply of radios required for siege artillery. Hang on, do we not have radio technology? I don't think we do. We don't. We have some progress on it. Okay. So we can put this up here in the queue. Yeah, let's just start working on radio right now. And then we're going to go for NCO training after that. So something like this. So that, of course, means that we don't have the ability to be on siege artillery. These are currently siege artillery, but we can't upgrade them. Or can we? I'm not sure if it's actually possible to upgrade those. We're going to try, but we don't have the tech, so I don't think it'll let us, but if it does, that would be ridiculous. So we're going to have to bump this down to shrapnel artillery, and we're going to have to do something like this. So we're going to get 15 here, and then for our lancers, we're going to get another 15, something like that. Now, all of this was put at the bottom of the list, so I'm going to move these straight on up to the top. We want to get this done right away. An army expansion is clearly necessary if we want to be taking on France. So we're going to move this up. There we go. And we're currently number 3 in the world behind France. Okay, we just passed France in prestige. We're going kind of back and forth. That's okay. My question is, these are actually upgrading. But now we have a radios input goods shortage. Okay, so we need to import radios. That's understood. We're working on getting radio. We're a ways away from it, though. So that'll give us radio production for our electrics industries, and that's noted. We cannot import radios at this time, so we have an input goods shortage of radio. That's noted. So that is, of course, you know, mildly problematic. But we're going to get all of this finished up for now. And I definitely do want to get some radio production going. So the question is, our electrics industries currently produce just telephones. We probably should expand this by a decent chunk. I'm going to build 10 in Minas Gerais. That's going to saturate the telephone market, but we're going to need it fairly soon. Oh, these went on the bottom. Okay, let's move all of these up then. Not these lead mines. Cool. People are migrating from Prussia. Okay, that sounds decent. No, don't join the American Friendship Committee, please. So obviously radios are a problem at this moment, and I would very much like to get those finished. What are the input goods of electrics industries currently? Rubber, tools, iron, and lead. Okay. That's noted. Obviously, radios are a problem. We definitely need some radios. Rubber is going to be a thing that we should move up here. So let's go find ourselves some rubber plantations in this ridiculous queue that we've created for no reason. And we're going to find that somewhere around here. Cool. Let's move up some additional rubber. There we go. That'll do for now. And I guess it's technically fastest to go this way? Okay. It's going to be mildly awkward either way we go, since this is such a long queue. But there we go. Are we working on any of these electrics industries right now? No? Well, we know it's going to be a little bit till this is ready to go, right? We've got 8 months left on radio, so that seems relatively okay. We're also lacking a little bit of bureaucracy, so let's just grab ourselves a government administration in Minas Gerais. Looks good. Okay, so what are we at right now in terms of our power projection? 20K. France is currently at 9K. That's noted. I don't want to declare this war while we have this radio input goods shortage, to be clear, while we're not producing any radios. So that seems okay. This 8th Army here, we're on shrapnel artillery. We're going to upgrade to siege artillery. That's going to hurt our radios even more. And that, of course, means we've got a pretty big deficit here. That's not shocking at all. Looks like we're going to need an additional government administration, so we can get that going. And we're going to get these rubber plantations done pretty soon here. So this looks relatively fine. What we're most interested in right now is finishing up the research on radio. We're 7 months away on that, and once that finishes, then we can deal with a lot of these issues that we've created for ourselves. I like it. So we've got this election coming in. Fight for the franchise? Actually, sure. 30% momentum. Sounds good. Yeah, absolutely fine. I like it. So more government administrations are finishing, and our rubber plantations are going to be done very soon too. We're working on all of our electrics industries at this time. So those are 15 weeks away. We're going to have those done in about 3-ish months. We're 6 months away on our radios. Okay. So we should be in a reasonable spot here. Let's check in on our market conditions. Okay. This is all noted. Not too concerned about this, although we might want to get some additional ammunition production. That's probably not a terrible idea, considering we're scaling up our army and planning to go to war against a great power. So I think this is absolutely fine to do. Let's put in 1, 2, 3, 4 into La Paz. Okay, let's check in on Bolivia, and let's see what they're at here. Liberty Desire is 1 at this moment. 75% chance of acceptance. Okay. And this will give us 30 infamy. We definitely don't want to do that right now. I would rather demand New Granada first. So 20 momentum and 20 momentum. Yeah, we'll take the free trade. Who are we going to take here? Free trade party. Okay, that sounds good. Partisan papers, so additional momentum for the National Liberation Alliance. Actually, I'm going to take the paper mill throughput. That looks good. So that will be absolutely fine for right now. What is this? Oh, an Incan uprising in New Granada. Interesting. That is very, very interesting. So let's check in at what our power projection is now. 21,360. Compare that to France, which is currently at 10,000. Okay, so we have a significant power projection bonus over France. No doubt about that. Socialist internationalism, huh? Sure. They can come here. That's fine. They'll get assimilated. It'll just take a little time. So now we can develop another Amazonian state. Perfect. That's wonderful. And, of course, we win with 100% righteous government. I like it. No problem whatsoever there. And we're currently 3 months away from getting our radio researched. After we're done with that, we're going to grab NCO training. The British East India Company sided with New Granada against the Indian uprising. That's weird. Huh. That's very weird. Why would the British East India Company want to do that? Also, what's their power level? 15,870? Okay. That's not as strong as us. When you combine it with New Granada, it's still not as strong as us. So we would theoretically be able to do that, but them and France together would be rough. But I think we could do it. I suspect that we could do it. Not 100% sure on that one. We would almost certainly have to expand our army again, which maybe isn't the worst of ideas at this moment. So we do have these munitions plants going in right now. I'm going to create another new army. This army is going to be in the Andes as well. And we're going to recruit some trench infantry here, sorting by number of job seekers. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, this only got 3 there, so we're going to have to get an additional 7 here. So we're going to do that for now, but we need to drop this by 3. Okay. Next, we're going to come in here. This is siege artillery in La Plata. Yeah, this actually needs to be on shrapnel artillery for right now. And this is going to end up being 1, 2, 3. There we go. And lancers 1, 2, and 3. Okay, like that. That looks good. Now we're going to need to move that up to the top. Something along the lines of this. So we'll get that all finished nice and easily. Won't take very long to get that army expansion completed. This one did move up to the top. Okay, perfect. Cool. So that'll all be done fairly soon. It does not take much time to do that. Excellent. We're at minus 30 right now, so we should probably build an additional government administration, and we've got some infrastructure issues, looks like. So let's hop into our railways, and let's check into each of these. So this definitely needs an expansion. In fact, it needs 2. This needs an expansion. In fact, it could probably use 2. In Bajo Paraguay, this needs to be subsidized. In Buenos Aires, this needs an expansion. In Para, this needs an expansion. This could use a subsidization. Here, this could use subsidizing. We just did that. Never mind. Hang on. Where are we? Here. Mato Grosso. That needs an expansion as well. Okay. So let's get going with all of that. That'll take a little bit of time to get those railways built up, but that is understood. And in the meantime, of course, we're still working on these barracks fairly significantly. So that should all be finished around the same time as we finish radio. It's going to take a little longer than that, I suspect, but should be reasonably fine. What do we got going on here? Empty pockets? Sure, we can get some loyalists. That seems fine. Wonderful. So, radio is going to finish very, very shortly here. How are we doing on our research speed anyway? Yeah, we're still capped, so that looks good. No problem there. Beautiful. So this looks absolutely fine for right now. The Siamese obligation is expiring, sure. So there's radio unlocked. Now we want to go in and have some of our electrics industries swap over to radio production. Do we want to do that with all of them? Probably not. But let's take a look at what this would do. So radios would still be high in price here. It would not be completely removed in price. What if we did Minas Gerais? That seems pretty decent, actually. So let's do that, and that should balance out our radio setup. That sounds good. From here, I would like to go to this army, and we would like to upgrade this to siege artillery. So we'll upgrade all that, but we probably still have more being built here. So we'll keep an eye on that. Okay, so Minas Gerais Electrics is currently dropping in prosperity. Now it's going up. There we go. That's more like what I expected to see. That looks good. We're going to finish up some munitions plants here, and now we can see that we're currently at 23,353, and we're still going to be expanding that out for a little while. So that sounds great. Do I have a new mobilization option as well? The answer is no. Okay. Well, that's fine. Yeah, go ahead and reduce the throughput of those for now. That's okay. Temporary reduction of throughput for our rubber is not that big of a deal. So I'm reasonably okay with that one. So we're done building our military expansion here. I want to check into the 9th. Yeah, this definitely still needs some work. But we've built all of the barracks for it. Recruitment is still ongoing. And yes, we have too many here, allegedly. That's because we haven't fully reinforced these. I'm 99% certain. Okay, so it looks like these have gone up to artillery. We certainly could use some commanders here. I'm going to bring in this guy and this guy. There we go. And that puts us at where we want to be. Perfect. So now we're just waiting to recruit a couple of additional units of infantry in this army. Let's check in at our power level, 23,629. France's power level at 10,000. Okay, now, I'm not going to declare this right now, but I want to do a hypothetical here. Barbaric indeed. Yeah, we'll take some loyalists. I'm interested in knowing what the hypothetical here would look like if we did a transfer subject CB. This will be 48.3 infamy, so that'll be, you know, a lot. So we have a prediction that the East India Company would join here. We don't have a prediction of anyone else. So it would be France and the East India Company. Okay. I wonder if we'd be able to get Britain in here. They wouldn't accept an alliance. Ideological differences and number of British alliances. Okay, fair enough. It would definitely be interesting. If we could get Britain on our side, then the East India Company wouldn't join. That's for sure. That said, the East India Company would... I don't know that they would actually join. Let's start working on improving relations with the East India Company. They would not accept taking on debt. Okay, fair enough. We could offer to support their independence. They wouldn't accept that. We could start funding lobbies, but I don't think we need to do that. Let's just improve relations with them, and we'll keep an eye on this. Like I said, I'm not planning on doing this immediately, but fairly soon. I'm planning on doing a transfer subject here. So this is only 38 reasons right now, due to relative preference. Ideological differences of our governments is 96. Okay. But yeah, I'd definitely like to bring up relations here a little bit, and we'll keep an eye on this. Elevators have now been unlocked. Okay, that's neat. But for now, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're almost certainly going to fight France. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.